All right, let's get back into Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Let's do it. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is our review on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, Season 1. And I will actually review episodes 2 through 4. Like I said, you guys, I kind of stopped reviewing this show because after the second episode and that fool named Phil, who literally, I just couldn't believe the storyline was about him taking a crap in a toilet, not willing to flush it. Like, I just felt like this was so, it wasn't even high school. I don't even remember people doing stuff like that in high school. It was just so immature that it just kind of threw me off. But again, my family, my subscribers said, look, it does get better. So I said, fine, I'm gonna ride with it and I'm gonna review it. So here we are. But let me just start off by saying this. I love that everyone has their own way to zen. They all have found their inner peace, at least for most of them, have found their inner peace. Like, you have people who meditate, do yoga, have morning runs, are vegans, journal. They do daily affirmations. I love that. I love that we see that different sides of, like, because people assume blackness is just one thing. There's so many dimensions, so many levels to blackness. And I love that, you have both men and women doing these things. You have men on this show who practice yoga. How many black men do you see on reality TV or black men, period, on shows practicing yoga? You don't really see it. So I love that. So getting into the review, we have Jasmine and Silas. And Silas asks Jasmine, did he go too far talking to Jordan the night before at the dinner? And Jasmine says yes, because his issue is really regarding his wife, which is Jasmine, not Jordan. And I would have to agree. And then we see them have freaky tales, which I don't know why we need to see that. But we also see the dynamics of their relationship. Jasmine is a housewife, and it seems like she's a full-time housewife. Even though we see that her job title at the bottom of her name is screenwriter, I'm going to assume she doesn't really make money off of that yet. So he is the breadwinner. And let me tell you this. I know some people was like, he's controlling, and we definitely see signs of that later on in the episodes. But considering the fact that I am an independent black woman, and there are times, damn it, that it gets played out, let me find a man that all I have to do is make him breakfast in the morning and just, be that housewife, but I can still do what I need to do and what I want to do. Honey, I will have breakfast on your table and make sure that your coffee has its sugar and cream. Old school people know where them lyrics is from. Put that in the comment if you know what lyrics I just put out there. You know what I'm saying? Old school R&B, y'all know where that come from. So anywho, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if that's what they like and that's what's good for them, I mean, who are we to judge? But at the same time, we do see later on that there may be some slight issues with that, but she seems to be comfortable. Well, she seems to be showing him that she's comfortable. I don't know if she's really comfortable because based off of her friends that we later see, she definitely has shown them a different side and her husband a different side. So they don't know who she is at this point. But hey, at the end of the day, he makes the money. So she's going to do what she has to do, I guess, to keep her man and to make sure that she can still be a screenwriter until I guess she can make the money that she wants to make. So we see Amir still trying to holler at Jordan, and he says he wants to have a Titanic moment. And the producer's like, Titanic, like it's no longer here, it's synced. And he's like, those are just details. I thought that was cute, but you can tell Jordan is keeping her options open. Amir isn't like a shoe in for her. She just kind of want to see and explore and see what her options are. And I don't blame her. She's a beautiful girl. In fact, all of the women on this show are beautiful. All of the men are nice looking too. Like everyone on here they're naturally good looking people, especially the women. Because most of the time we see them with no makeup on. And if they do have makeup on, it's very minimal. Like they don't have a full face and they're still beautiful. So then we have Nick, and he's pretty much hating on Amir, and he's trying to say that what Amir is doing to get Jordan is not going to work because Jordan is a complex person. And then, with that, he talks about how he was also trying to holla at Shanice. But we find out later on that, Nick is full of shit. And first of all, he's a Kappa. He's a pretty boy. He's a playboy. So they always have a slick way of doing shit and then trying to make it seem like they're not doing what they're actually doing. So I'm going to get in your ass later, Nick. So let me continue though. So Mariah decides to do a moon mask, and it wasn't successful based off of what we see on the clips. And I think it wasn't successful because she didn't help them understand completely what it's about, what it represents. A lot of people don't understand astrology and don't understand those things. So you have to either really break it down for them, or, you got to do something to keep them entertained. Not to mention they were also cold. However, if you say you're going to participate, write it out until the end. Based on what I saw, some of them did get up in the middle of her moon mask, which I thought was rude as hell. I mean, if you don't understand it, still respect her enough to finish. You know what I mean? And then maybe ask the questions during the moon mask so you can get more clarity as to what's going on. People just left, and it was rude, and she did get her guards up. Her guards were up after that. The problem is that when she had her guards up, she decided to take out her frustration on literally the dumbest stuff at that point, instead of just expressing how she felt about people leaving the moon mask. And the reason why I say that is because later on in the episode, she gets into it with Bria. Now, she was the main one who already didn't like the dog. She was the one who said throw the dog in the ocean. But she says that Bria threw in her dog stuff with clean towels. Now, Jordan is my favorite girl so far in this season because she seems very realistic. She seems very mature. She's all about communication. And she even said, like, are y'all bitches serious? Like, y'all about to argue over the dog stuff being thrown in with clean towels when in reality, all you got to do is just clean the towels all over again. But it wasn't about the towels. It was Mariah again being pissed off about the moon mask situation. And sweetie, with a moon mask and someone who's supposed to be spiritually inclined, I would say that you need to cleanse your chakras because you went a little ape shit for some dumb shit, and it was so unnecessary. Like, it really was. Like, and then she put hands on Bria. And granted, it wasn't like a punch or anything like that, but it was enough to where she had contact with that girl, and it wasn't that serious, okay? But we learned very clearly in that scene that Bria ain't no punk, okay? She was not about to back down from Mariah at all. So Shanice arrives, and she again is beautiful. But Nick tries to shade her, saying that she is not the same person that she is on IG. Now, granted, her Playboy bunny picture, she's full makeup. She's in her Playboy bunny outfit. So, of course, she is not going to look the same. She got lashes, she got the eyebrows, she's a full face. But at the same time, with her bare face, she is a beautiful girl. And I was just like, Nick, like, you a superficial piece of shit. Like, seriously, wouldn't you want to see what she looks like without makeup so you know what you're really getting? But with that being said, Alex introduced himself to Shanice. And honestly, I do like the look of Shanice and Alex together. But interesting enough, in these episodes, we see that Alex is kind of hesitant of Shanice because he feels like she's a little too aggressive. And also he speaks on saying that he's heard stuff or read stuff on her. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about reading stuff on her? So we find out that apparently her ex has accused her of being a stalker and not leaving him alone and stuff like that. And I was like, holy shit, like, is she crazy? Because, don't get me wrong, when she came in, like, she got those eyes like that just, whoo, they huge. Like, she came in like, hi. Like, I mean, she was lively, she was active. So I was like, is she crazy? Is her eyes like that because she got the crazy eyes or what? But we later find out that apparently her and the girl said this guy was trying to pretty much get revenge on her and was making up this stuff on her. But it was so big that apparently it was on the damn Breakfast Club. And I was like, shit, like, who was you with that literally he had to be someone famous or someone known to where you end up in the news that way. But, he's saying he's hesitant of her. Plus, she put hands on him the night before. He was talking and she tried to put his hand down. So at that point, he's like, he's hesitant. So now the end of this freaking episode, this fool Phil comes in and just causes chaos in the house. And Preston, which is one of my favorite guys, said, he seems cool, but he seems like he has to be the center of attention. And damn it, it is definitely very true. And so he comes in and he's upset because he's saying the room that Nick has is supposed to be his room. Bruh, you came late. Apparently he already had missed the flight that morning, but also it's first come, first serve. If you're not there as soon as people are able to get into the house, you just gonna have to take any room or any place where you could chill. The fact that he took it that far, at first I was like, is he drunk? But no, he wasn't drunk. He was just, gosh, like, I don't know, like, they claim he's a good guy. I just don't see it. That whole situation to me just threw me off. And this is exactly why Phil was the reason why I was just like, I cannot watch this show anymore because this is ridiculous. So with that, in a nutshell, pretty much no one wants Phil in the house. He starts trying to roast people. He tries to come at people. He acts like he want to fight people. Amir, as small as he is like, I ain't no punk. I will whoop your ass. Next thing you know, everybody's like, Phil gotta go. He gotta go. So there's a house vote. Everyone agrees Phil has to go. But Bria's like, no. Because Bria, who we already see is emotionally, she's not the best as far as emotions are concerned. She doesn't have the best emotional intelligence. She says, no, if I have to tell Phil to leave because Phil was her guest. If I have to tell Phil to leave, Mariah has to leave because she put hands on me. In which I do agree with that. But at the same time, Bria does come off sometimes that she can be emotionally immature and doesn't know how to handle things in the best way. But again, that's why she has an emotional support dog. Maybe something happened in her past. She has some trauma that she needs to deal with. But, she does, at the end of the day, when they say Mariah's gonna leave because she put hands on you, she does tell Phil, you gotta go. And Phil's like, it's your fault. You should have saved my room. And I was like, how old is this guy? Like, he is so freaking immature. But with that being said, it's over with. Mariah has to go. Phil has to go. And so the next day, Amir says goodbye to Mariah and says that he doesn't feel it's fair that she has to leave the house. Yeah. And you know why you feel it's unfair? Because maybe your sorry ass is the reason why she has to leave the house. We find out that Amir is the one who literally put Milo's stuff in with the clean towels. He did the laundry and put color clothes, color stuff with white stuff and literally tried to do the laundry. And he's the reason why the fight actually happened. And instead of him breaking it up, he was too scared, I guess, because he saw women arguing. Instead of breaking it up and saying he did it, he let it continue. So I was just like, really? Shame on you, Amir. Like, come on now. Like, I think everyone is in their 20s, but come on. All you have to do is you could have easily stopped that by saying, my bad, it was me. Let's move on. So we see Silas being a little controlling. But here's my take on this. First of all, again, I think they're in their 20s, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they had just got recently married. If I'm not mistaken, they said they haven't even been married a year yet, or just a year maybe. They just got married before they did this whole vacation TV show thing. So, in the honeymoon stage, I mean, my friends who were in that honeymoon stage, especially when they got married so young, everything is babe this, babe that. They're trying to learn how to communicate as a married couple. They're trying to find balance in between their friends and being married. That to me is normal. Now, I don't know if this is going to continue or because it's so new to them, they're just trying to, work all those quirks and all of those things out. You know what I mean? Like they just got married. Um but again, I can see why people are thinking it feels like, Jasmine is trapped or she can't express herself because, again, based on what her friends are saying, that girl likes to party. She likes to party. Hell, she even likes to get drunk. She likes to chill with her friends. And, but at the same time, because they're so young and they're a new married black couple, I really want them to work things out. So I hope they can. So, Nick, little sneaky ass, admits that he has a girlfriend. Okay? Kappa shit. Playboy shit. Anywho, I honestly, I don't know if he still has this girlfriend after these episodes aired. In my personal opinion, if I was his girlfriend after watching this, I would side eye him and say, really? So, with that, to me, in my opinion, based on how he was hollering at these women, all of these women in their DMs, and how he even still was acting as if he was willing to talk to some of them, if not all of them, to me, he literally kept his possibilities open and until he saw that he didn't have a chance with them. Once he saw he didn't have a chance with them or he wasn't interested, because like he said with his superficial, shallow ass, once he saw Shanice, he said Shanice doesn't look the same as her picture. I guess she's supposed to be in full makeup and a Playboy bunny outfit every day to satisfy you. But once he felt like they weren't his standard, I suppose, or that they were interested in other men in the house, that's when he wanted to admit that he had a girlfriend. Mind you, his girlfriend is beautiful. They show us pictures, and I was like, she's a beautiful girl, and she a thickie. See, it be them tall, skinny guys. They love them some thick women. So I was like, okay, like she's a beautiful girl. So why in the hell would you even do her that way? Even if she's saying that she likes to be private, just because she likes to be private doesn't mean that your sorry ass start shooting your shot with other women. And so, of course, Jordan, Shanice, Bria is like, what the hell? Like, you sneaky ass piece of shit. Like, you was talking to us, and then Shanice drops a bomb and says that this guy was talking about, I'm his wife. I'm his future wife. Child, yeah, Nick, that's a sneaky one for sure. So Silas has to talk with the guys about the free drinks and stuff. Because here's the thing, they were sitting down the night before, and pretty much the girls was like, we're going out to party. And Silas is hesitant, of course, because he wants Jasmine to be the good wife. And so Shanice, sits up there and drops a bomb saying how they done got drunk. She likes to get drunk. She done got fired from her job because she got drunk. And then someone has a discussion about how it's nothing wrong with having a conversation with guys and they offer drinks or whatever the case may be. And Silas is like, oh no, no free drinks. You cannot accept a free drink from a guy. And everybody's like, why the hell not, bro? Like, why? What's the issue? And he's like, look, if a guy's offering you a free drink, he's interested in you, and you shouldn't do that. You're married. So he's talking to the guys about that. And Nick makes a valid point. He was like, look, these women were good before you. Your wife was good before you. They were able to handle themselves before you came along. So chill. And, with that, Nick talks to him later on in the episode about, Silas being a little too controlling. And Silas is like, look, I'm not taking advice from someone who's been hiding their girlfriend and has a secret girlfriend. It's a valid point that Silas made. However, just because he did that doesn't mean he's not telling you the truth. Like, he's still telling you the truth that, you have to be able to trust your wife, just like she has to be able to trust you. If she gets a free drink and her friends get free drinks and they end up, partying and then leaving the club, what's the problem? They're there to protect each other. So yeah, Nick moves like a snake, but at the same time, he still told you the truth in that. So now, here's the thing. Let me just do a side note. We see Silas and Jasmine again having freaky tales in episode 4. Now, y'all know I'm anal as hell, but was it just me or did I see them laying on a mattress with no sheets? No sheets on the mattress. And the reason why I say that is because you saw the imprint of the mattress. Like you know how they have the stitching and stuff. I swear to you, all I saw was a mattress. And you can tell when there's sheets on top of a mattress. Look at that episode again and tell me if I'm tripping. That I saw them literally having freaky tales on a mattress. They had a blanket that covered them, but on the actual mattress, that it was just a mattress, no sheets. And if that is the case, y'all nasty as hell. Seriously, that is nasty as hell. Y'all let me know. Look at that freaking episode again and let me know. It's the last episode. So let me move on. So Summer, I think her name is Summer. She's a new person in the house. She's another screenwriter. And Josh is a flight attendant. Both are attractive. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, no one in this house is not attractive. Now, they confront Nick about his lies about having a girlfriend. And of course, all of the stuff that he says is BS. Everyone's like, you're full of shit. But then he says that they've known each other since 2016. Now, I don't know if they've been friends/lovers since then, but damn, to know someone that long and you shooting your shot with other women that you're going to be in a house with for what, a couple of weeks? Man, Nick is shady as shit. Like, oh my gosh, I would not be able to trust him at this point. Now, on to the Bria drama. Okay, so here's the thing. Bria came in with her emotional support dog without their permission. And of course, it was a big issue, but then they made accommodations because for the most part, most of the people in the house do like Milo. They didn't see Milo as a big issue. With that, however, we do see footage, and before production even showed the footage, I remember this when Bria did ask Jasmine and Silas about Simon staying for about a week because he's coming from Germany. And based on the cuts of the production, the editing, they said if he makes you happy, I'm fine with that. They made it seem like it wasn't a big deal. Even production came back to Jasmine and said, that's what you said. And they played it back for us. And Jasmine's like, nope, not true, whatever. Like, Bria, you know, she likes to make up shit. She said something about Bria. I don't know what her beef is with Bria, but it's clear they're not friends. They come off as frenemies, okay? They are not friends. But with that being said, Bria, Lord have mercy, she decides to talk to Silas and says Silas doesn't have her back, but then she tries to make this a race issue, okay? And she tries to say that, you know, Silas said that he wants black women to be with black men. And we get a flashback of them being in a van. Silas says he wants black women to be married. His preference would be for them to be with a black man, but he just wants them to be married, period. That's what I took from it. I don't see where she came from that he said he only wants them to be with black men. I think Silas is very aware that his caliber of man, you know, a lot of women, especially black women, are very educated. You know, a lot of them make more money than men. So the reality is there aren't that many Silas for black women to have in this country or hell in this world. So while he said that's the preference, if they find love in other places, so be it, as long as they're married. That's what I took from it. Y'all let me know what you took from it. But with that, she makes it a race thing. And then, of course, Silas is like, I'm pissed, I'm emotional, you're making this a race thing. Jasmine comes out there like she's ready to sit up there and get in Bria's ass, which is interesting because, like I said, she has so much smoke for Bria, but when Jordan checked Silas' ass at that dinner, the first episode, Jasmine didn't say shit. She did not confront Jordan at all. There's an issue with her and Bria, and I want to know what the issue is. Because the reality is they did say he could stay. However, I did not like how Bria got very emotional, talking about she was upset and she was going home. As far as I see it, I thought they were saying that we're going to have a house vote. She was better off being mature, being calm, and being able to explain what the situation is and saying that they did tell her it was okay, but now they're backtracking. Do any of you guys have an issue with my significant other who's coming from Germany? Do you have an issue with him staying for a week? She was better off waiting for that vote. But she gets upset, she gets pissed, she starts packing up her stuff. Silas says he feels bad. He goes upstairs and literally she's like, why can't he stay? What's this? What's that? And I feel like anytime she doesn't get her way, instead of being mature about it, she does pout. She gets extremely emotional. And Silas is like, you're manipulative. Like you are really trying to manipulate this situation. And at the end of the day, I'm just saying that we need to take a vote. Now, did they backtrack on what they said in that first episode or second episode when they agreed to it? Yes. But at the end of the day, since they are the hosts, you just go downstairs, see what the house thinks on it. And if the house would have outvoted what the host thought anyways, your man could have stayed with no issue. You didn't even wait to see what the house vote would be. You just started getting pissed off and then you started the insults. And yes, he called you manipulative, but you were like, you're going to call me names. I'm going to call your names. You're controlling as hell. You're controlling. You like to control Jasmine. And then, of course, Jasmine hears all the chaos and runs upstairs like she's about to do something. Jasmine, you're not about to do shit. It is what it is. But the episode goes off. And then, of course, next episode, we see the fight continues. And so with that, you guys are right. The show does get a little bit better. It's more lighthearted. It's not that, I guess, deep. It really is like most of it besides the whole shit in the toilet thing. And some of this other petty stuff about, whatever. But I will say it's definitely lighthearted. Typical, I guess, for 20-year-olds trying to figure out life. So with that being said, I will continue to review it and give my feedback on it. What are your thoughts on the episode so far? What are your thoughts on everyone? So far, like I said, Jordan is my favorite girl in the house. Preston is my favorite guy in the house. But after Preston, I would have to say right now it's Alex. But I just still haven't figured out Alex yet. He is kind of keeping his, I don't know. So I haven't figured him out. But I do like the fact that he said, look, I used to be a typical Kappa. I know the Kappa's going to get in my ass on that. I used to be a typical Kappa. I used to be a playboy. I used to be a guy who used to try to get whatever he wanted from a girl. But I've worked on myself. I journal. I do affirmations. I yoga. I'm vegan. And, I'm a better man. Love that. But what are your thoughts? Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles!